Hello everyone, we are on to the next step of our Northern Lights landscape. So your paintings are dry. The next thing you're going to get are two pieces of this tag board. It's kind of heavy. And you're going to need a pair of scissors and a pencil. And I've already jumped ahead and I have done it because I wanted to save time in my video. The first one, you're going to take your pencil and draw a curved line. And this curved line is going to be for our Northern Lights. So after you have that, you're going to cut it out. And this is one I've already used. I've cut it out. You can see I've already used it. And I just wrote Northern Lights on it so you know which one we're going to do. The second one is going to be the hills or mountains in the background. And here you're going to use your pencil and go up, and you want to make these gentle hills or mountains. You don't want to have anything like really zigzaggy, pointy. And you're just going to go across like that. And again, I've already jumped ahead, and here are mine. Now you're going to notice something. We're using them in two different directions. The Northern Lights, I'm going to use the top, and the hills in the background, I'm using it on the bottom. So you may have cut it like this, but we're going to use it upside down like this. All right, let me set it out of the way. We're going to use the Northern Lights gentle curve line first. I'm going to move my black paper out of the way because I don't want to get any chalk pastel on it yet. And we've already watched the video of the Northern Lights, and we know some colors that we typically see. There can be red, and some purple. I'm using the chalk pastel, and I'm making it kind of dusty. It's because that dust is what is going to make the lights. So I'm just copying what I've already done here. And you're already familiar with chalk pastels because you just got done with a project before the holidays, your gingerbread houses. All right, so this is all ready to go. Now for this, you are also going to need a tissue. So let's bring the paper back in, and I'm going to decide, so here I already know this is up above. I like to turn mine on a diagonal just a little bit, and then I'm going to take my tissue and I wrap it around my finger, and I'm going to wipe up. So I'm just wiping up. So that chalk pastel is coming off the paper and onto the black paper. Now I lift it up, and there's Northern Lights. Now I can add a second band, and I think I'm going to have it go like that, but it means I have to come back and color in again. So two bands. Oops, I don't like that color. Oh well, too late now. Two bands looks good. I mean, if you want one band, that's fine too. I would not do any more than two because then it just gets to be a little too much. All right, hopefully that's good enough. And then I'm going to position it the way I like, how about like that? And I go back and I do the same thing. You want to make sure you're wiping up, up. And don't worry, it doesn't have to be super dark. You get the idea. All right, awesome, they're my Northern Lights. Now, I'm taking my background paper. So you know, if you cut it out like this, we have to flip it and have the straight line on top. This is going to be the mountains or the hills in the background. So I'm going to set this out of the off to the side, and wouldn't you know, oh, here it is. You're going to use white on this one. So these are, like you saw in the video, you see Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis, close to the poles, North Pole, South Pole. And the North Pole, we know it's cold. You've got Iceland and Finland. So it's going to be snowy there. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to set this where I want my snowy background. Okay, there looks good to me. I want to use a different Kleenex because I don't want to get color where it's supposed to be white. Now, for this, you're wiping down. Okay, and there you have it. Now you're going to take your black. Well, let me see. Yep, you're going to take your black and you're just going to make a line here. And down here is water. We're going to have this reflected. So I'm going to come back to my chalk pastel. I started, and I can look back here to see what color I did first. I started with red, and I did that here, and there was some over here. And I'm using the side, and I'm going side to side with it. Then a little bit of the purple. And if you notice, I'm not filling everything in. This is just a reflection of the colors on water. And you don't want to overdo it. All right, and then I'm going to add a little bit of white. I'm going to come back, and this time with my Kleenex, I'm going to go side to side. So there is now the reflection, oops, on the water. The last thing I'm going to add is some trees, pine trees. So I'm going to make a line up, and then you start up here, you make like a little triangle down here, make it a little bit bigger, and a little bit bigger. So everything is going to be in black. It's called a silhouette. And then I'll do another. And again, you don't want to overdo. Maybe I'll do a taller one here. And this is going to complete our Northern Lights landscape. Now, of course, on this black line, I'm going to then just kind of go gently, gentle hills in the background here. Okay, so there you have it, your finished Northern Lights landscape.